to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Jaguars going up against the Jets. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. Coming to you from just off the New Jersey Turnpike in East Rutherford. We are just about set for football on EA Sports from MetLife Stadium. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by their quarterback, who's in his 16th season now in the league, way back when he played at Sam Houston State, Josh McCown.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the first touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. Zero out now as he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're brought out there by their 4th-year quarterback from Central Florida, Blake Bortles.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And that, not a sight you want to see. Leonard Fournette very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Second down following the run. Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And this will go for 5 up to the 33. And the offensive unit now for the Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars offense in 2016 truly expected to pick up where they left off in 2015, where they were a big play offense by the end of the season, whether it was running the ball or throwing it. But they had some inconsistency in the offensive line and weren't able to reach those numbers. They're hoping for a repeat of 2015 with their 2017 squad.
They'll try to run for it with Yeldon. And spins away. And some room to maneuver. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school smash mouth football. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. And a look now at how the Jets line up defensively.
This defense is well respected around the league, and in 2015, they were ranked 4th overall in total defense. You move ahead to what they did last year, it looks pretty good on paper. 11th overall, just outside the top 10, but that collection of talent didn't pay off in the wins column. The team went 5-11, and they're looking to get all these pieces together and put this talent back on display.
Now they'll throw it. Bortles. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Jags first down. Bortles to Robinson.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to. Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, it looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. Well, not to get too overcritical there, because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
On 1st and 10, here's McCown. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And we take a look now at the New York offense.
The struggles of the New York Jets offense in 2016 were well documented. They struggled to run it, struggled to throw it. A lot of that because of inconsistent quarterback play. A big reason why they ended up 26 overall in offense in the NFL and went from 10-6 in 2015 to 5-11 in 2016.
McCown again on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Anunwa again the intended target. 3rd down here. And time to take a look at the Jaguar defense.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have been building up their defense over the last few seasons, both in the draft and free agency, and it paid off in 2016. They were 6th overall in total defense. Unfortunately, they were 3-13 as a team, so they went back to the drawing board and added even more talent. Calais Campbell's coming in. Barry Church at safety is coming in. So they're adding more players to the 6th-ranked defense in 2016, hoping that parlays into a better record in 2017.
Throwing is McCown on 3rd down. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
Yeah, that's okay. They've just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
The Jaguars getting set to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
On second down, here's Bortles. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
And they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is
a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Buster Screen.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And now out come the Jets. And this is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. From the gun on third, McCown. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march up another 15 against your squad.
On the carry, this is McGuire. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. Shotgun here for McCown. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Enunwa was the Jets' second leading receiver last year, had 58 catches, only one behind Brandon Marshall, who, of course, with the Giants now.
A breakout season for him, a big-bodied guy. Many thought that he's more restricted to moving the chains. Had an ability to get downfield and make big catches as well. That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time He was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. That's complete over the middle to Stewart. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Let's go. Green, 39.
McCown to throw on second down. Shreds the tackle, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. A reminder, later tonight, the Colts, they'll be in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And then Monday night, it's the Redskins getting a second straight night game as they'll head down to Arrowhead to take on KC. We're in October already. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. This one's moving fast.
Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective. And
he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
As diverse as the running game has become in the NFL, there's still a place for the fullback position. And on that play, he gained nice yardage.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
When you surrender 24 turnovers in a season, with 16 interceptions, 8 fumbles lost, Blake Bortles, you do hire a quarterback guru to try and get you right, don't you?
And that's what he did. Has to limit those turnover numbers, doesn't he?
He has a defense that's ready to play right now. He needs to help them by taking care of the ball.
So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. On third and long, it's Bortles. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So out now come the Jets. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
This one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
Back to the air on second down. McCown. And Austin Safarian-Jenkins has it. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a line...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield.
Well, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I think that was a pretty good read right there. They caught him in zone defense and went to the hitch. And because they're in zone, that creates a natural space between the defenders and the receiver, able to get it to him quickly and let him get the field.
And he is level. Knocked down hard near the 42. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Now Bortles. Over the middle, the connection to Hearns. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Fresh set of downs here. From the gun, it's Bortles. That's Hearns. He's got it. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Hearns, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Josh McCown ready to head back out there. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting the lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play. But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. To throw is McCown. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 74 yards. Working from the gun. McCown. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets have taken the lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Cat and zero out now as he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. Taking it right down Broadway. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. Devin Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rules seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. And that's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now the return, Rashad Green. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the E. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On the give, this is their fullback. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Bortles. And that is incomplete.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is fielded at the 7. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now McCown. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you get 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Here's McGuire. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
To throw, it's McCown. Complete to Stewart, right side. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
McCown looking to throw, and he hits on the slant route to Marshall. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
McCown, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a first down if he holds on, but you saw the contact, able to jar it free from him and force a fourth down.
Great play defensively there, as you said, just to knock it free, because if he had caught that, pass the sticks, first down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taken in at the 11. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45, and the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Complete here to Gary Barnidge. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Gary Barnidge, a Pro Bowler at the age of 30. Would he have a 1,000-yard season that year, 2014? Yep. Got let go by Cleveland recently after the draft. David Njoku drafted out of Miami.
Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Hurns with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
New York set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
Here we go now.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit right on the 30-yard line. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
Let's go. 319. 319.
From the gun, it's McCown. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. McCown now on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Marshall. And he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 26. He's at the 30, past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. In a tie game, fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations the type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
On the return, it's Jalen Marshall. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his third pick of the game. Instead, it's third down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. Throwing on first is McCown. And he whips that one incomplete there.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
McCown again on 2nd and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
McCown looks to throw again. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Quincy Enunwa, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
All right, partner, let's go to cliche time. We're all back to even after that score tied the game.
And he's got it up and through. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play of who you think's going to get the ball, where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play you did, so you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to do with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Here's Brad Nordman now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Taken in at the 22. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw, McCown. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd and 10. As a quarterback, this is where you look for those instincts to really kick in and take over, right?
Yeah, you can't force it downfield because if you throw an interception here, the game could be over.
To throw is McCown. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Marshall. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock.
Back out in the Philly. Here we go. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now let's go.
They'll run with McGuire. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They go again with McGuire. And now running right through it. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Jets on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now McGuire. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And he'll give it here to his running back. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. Elsewhere, 4th quarter score now from Baltimore. So now it all comes down to Chandler Catanzaro. And his kick is good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Jets, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jets, as we say.